The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio and presented, as always, by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Liuna, Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State. Also presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, Shelter Insurance, Doak Propane, and the Bank of Billings. Certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. On the girls' scoreboard from a night ago, it was Calvary Lutheran over Maranatha Baptist 44-7. Carrollton defeated Hardin Central 55-23. Drexel over Montrose 54-29. Walnut Grove defeats Greenfield 48-39. Grundy County over Green City 42-32. Tipton over Leeton 62-46. Polo defeats Lutheran Kansas City 48-34. Meadville over Gallatin 69-23. Sheldon defeats Braunau 48-38. North Harrison over Winston 38-36. Elsewhere in girls basketball, last night it was East Carter over Liberty Mountain View 73-64. Marionville defeats Southwest 62-48. Meadow Heights over Woodland 49-32. Montgomery County defeats New Haven 27-18. Osage over Eugene 55-36. Steelville defeats Richland 40-30. Galena over Verona 54-27. Willow Springs defeats Van Buren 57-43. And Miller over Webb City 53-21. Hartville defeats Gainesville 40-17. Greenwood over Conway 38-33. Chadwick defeats Halfway 65-6. Parkview over Willard 61-48. Lakeway defeats Verona 61-46. Golden City over Dadeville 48-41. Fairgrove defeats Forsyth 71-35. Fordland over Seymour 45-41. East Newton defeats Wheaton 51-28. Marshfield over Camdenton 57-37. Kickapoo defeats Pea Ridge, Arkansas 60-29. And that was down at the Joplin girls basketball tournament. Elsewhere in girls action, Adrian over Stockton 31-30. Bowling Green defeats St. Louis Christian 46-33. East Buchanan over Mid Buchanan 28-23. Seneth Hornersville 60-22 over East Prairie. Clever defeats Reed Spring 57-38. Herman over South Callaway 70-16. Kansas City Central over Ewing Kaufman 60-41. KIPP 30-13 over Jennings. Branson over Logan Rogersville 63-51. Park Hills Central 77. Poplar Bluff 56. Battle over Union 61-44. Lee Summit over Belton 36-34. Festus defeats Northwest Cedar Hill 62-37. Raytown South over Grandview 55-35. Parkview over Willard 61-48. Raytown South over Grandview 55-35. William Crispin defeats Lawrence Free State 50-22. Oakville over Seckman 46-19. Park Hill over North Kansas City 38-30. Raypeck defeats Blue Springs 54-43. And Raytown over Blue Springs South 51-44. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, 12 locations throughout Southwest Missouri and Mid-Missouri. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks sponsoring our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week. Drive new roads. Drive a Chevy. Continuing with girl scores, Bayless over Principia 47-34. Orchard Farm over Liberty Wentzville 60-32. Parkway West defeats Clayton 66-33. St. Joseph's over Ursuline 54-49. St. James defeats Blair Oaks 47-35. Pattonville over St. Charles West 59-29. Hillsboro over Fox 54-18. University City defeats Afton 59-52. Jefferson over St. Paul Lutheran 60-46. Alton over O'Fallon 40-36. Incarnate Word in Hawaii defeats Campbell High School of Hawaii 75-60. Now to your Liona boys scoreboard. Liona local laborers 663. Feel the power. Building Missouri State roads. On the boys scoreboard, Drexel over Montrose 52-49. Westran over Glasgow 66-44. Sacred Heart defeats Higbee 67-56. King City over DeKalb 71-19. Tipton over Leeton 67-63. Clarkton defeats Neelyville 50-49. Northwest Hughesville 79. Pilot Grove 44. Orick over Sweet Springs 42-38. Sheldon defeats Brenau 50-36. Kingston over St. Paul Lutheran 77-49. Stanberry defeats Northeast Nottoway 67-63. Purdy over Walnut Grove 79-49. Winston over North Harrison 63-24. Continuing with the boys scoreboard, brought to you by Silo Ridge Golf and Country, located in Bolivar, Missouri. Silo Ridge Golf and Country Club. Archie over Butler 56-39. St. Paul Lutheran defeats Concordia 54-36. Hallsville over Van Far 64-63. Plattsburgh defeats Lathrop 67-51. Lone Jack over Napoleon 56-54. Lutheran Kansas City defeats Polo 85-81. Cape Central over New Madrid Central 49-47. North Callaway defeats Centralia 45-42. Mansfield over Houston 73-20. Frontier STEM over Hyman Brand out of Kansas 57-52. Jackson defeats Charleston, 81-53. Kearney over St. Pius, the 10th out of Kansas City, 66-62. St. Francis Borgia defeats Lutheran North 72-50. Versailles over Colcamp 70-54. And Grandview defeats Harrisonville 61-31. The Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County, with locations in Billings and Marionville to better serve your banking needs. Hazelwood East 78, Maplewood, Richmond Heights 50. West Plains over Mountain Home, Arkansas 67-41. Southern Boone defeats Owensville 61-48. Blue Valley Northwest out of Kansas 58. Father Tolton 49. Herman over California 54-39. South Shelby defeats Monroe City 49-45. In the Webster Groves tournament, it was Whitfield over Confluence Prep 61-27. CBC defeats McClure North 70-48. John Burroughs over St. Mary's 78-74. Webster Groves over Lee Summit 73-67. And the Ozark Mountain Shootout, Hazelwood Central 66, North Kansas City 63 in overtime. DeSmet defeats Little Rock Parkview 58-48. Forsyth over Venus, Texas 65-36. And Glendale defeats Crossover Prep 88-37. Burgess and Associates, LLC, security and growth with integrity. 401k rollovers, estate planning, life insurance, long-term care, and trust. Contact Burgess and Associates at 417-379-2157. And speaking of the tournaments that are going on or getting ready to go on, a lot of holiday tournaments coming up. Got a chance to catch up with Walnut Grove Lady Tigers head coach and athletic director and principal, Rory Henry, to kind of unveil the tournament at Walnut Grove, the Walnut Grove Holiday Classic. A great tournament and the best hospitality room in Southwest Missouri. Here's our interview with Rory Henry.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective, and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We go now to Walnut Grove High School, home of the Tigers and the Lady Tigers. We visit with the athletic director and head girls basketball coach, Rory Henry. Coach Henry, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
You're entering the 18th or 19th, I guess, Walnut Grove Holiday Classic, and it's really expanded over the years. But tell us a little bit about the 2022 field.
Yeah, I actually just looked. It's the 18th year of the girls and the 16th year of the boys. So, and yeah, it's expanded. It started out as just a girls tournament to something different that was from the pink and white, blue and gold type stuff, and started off as a girls tournament, an 8-team. I think it went up to 16, and then we added boys, and started out with kind of a 16 girls, 8 boys, and then we've worked it up to 12, and now we're up to 16 and 16 on both sides. So really good small school tournament and a small atmosphere, great atmosphere, because these gyms, in our gym in particular, it's small, but you put a lot of people in there, and it's got the feel of 2,000 people in it or something. It's just got this really cool feel. But this year is going to be a little different because Walnut Grove, we are getting a new FEMA building that is going to connect our high school to our gymnasium. If anybody's been to Walnut Grove in the past, we had a very small foyer. We had classrooms over in the high school where teams would have to dress over there and kind of come outside. It was not ideal. Now we're getting a brand new FEMA building. It's going to be very nice. It's going to connect the high school. It's going to be a large, very large area with concessions, bathrooms. There'll be plenty of room now for people to move about and wait for the next game, that type of stuff. So, but unfortunately, it is not ready. It won't be ready till May. So this year we are going to have to move the locations of the tournament. So the boys' side will go to Morrisville High School.
Yeah, you froze up a little bit there, Coach.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right. But go ahead. You're playing the boys' side. At all the games on the boys' side will be at Morrisville.
Yeah, all the games on the boys' side will go to Morrisville, and all the girls' games will go to Ash Grove High School. Both very close to us. Those people are going to do a great job at each place. We're very lucky that they were gracious enough to host. So we're looking forward to a great tournament again.
Yeah, we'll start off on the boys bracket. Those games begin December 22nd. The 1 seed there is Hollister. The 2 seed Marionville. Tell us a little bit about the teams that are in the tournament. You've got teams from all around the area, including a group from Rush, Southern Missouri Rush, who's they're very talented as well.
Yeah, I think the boys tournament it's a great tournament. When I look down this list, I look at a Seymour, who's a 5 seed. I think those top teams are all really good, and I've heard a lot about Hollister's been a great team over here for the last few years. They've had a really good group, and they come back as the top seed. But we look down the list. Marionville's a new addition this year, and they just won their own tournament. I've heard a lot about the Rush group, the homeschool group that's now playing public school schedule.
Yeah, he kind of froze up a little bit there.
I don't know what's going on with
That's just the levels are going up and down. It may be you got a lot of learning going on over there at Walnut Grove. So a lot of folks taking your. But go ahead, you're good now.
Okay, yeah, it's just I just think we got a good a good mix up and down the schedule here of some really good teams. So I think you're going to see some competitive basketball definitely. So.
And then those games, obviously, they start at 9 a.m. At Morrisville on the 22nd, and you'll play all day long with the last game beginning at 7:30 p.m., and that'll be the 6-11 game with Billings and Verona. Now, on the girls' side, you look at that bracket, and typically the Lady Tigers have been the one seed probably more often than not, and this is one of the years that it's not the one seed. You got a very good Sparta team coming in.
Yeah, I tell you what, this Sparta team is an exceptional team. So, it'd have been hard for anybody to get seated above them. They've been kind of watching this group come along for many years through junior high. And so a lot of these kids are all seniors now. And they're just a really good group, fun to watch, play hard. So, obviously I think they're the team to beat for sure.
Those games also will be played at Ash Grove High School. Tell us a little bit about, obviously in the past you've had them all right there at Walnut Grove. You've had a few other locations here and there on occasion, but having two tournaments going on in two different locations, what's the logistics going to be like for yourself as an athletic director and the tournament director?
It's going to be a little tough trying to run back and forth between locations, but the first 2 days are going to run simultaneous. So I've got good people at each location. Dave Franska's the AD at Morrisville, and he does an exceptional job. We just got out of a tournament there, and they top notch. They run things very well. And then over at Ash Grove, Brian Bagley and Brian Dean are going to take care of that location. So I feel like it's in great hands, and I'm going to have to coach my team, but also I feel good that that things are going to be taken care of. And then when we get after Christmas, the days alternate. So I'll be able to be at each location, so we're not playing on the same day after Christmas. So that'll help as well.
Now, with the Lady Tigers, tell us a little bit about your team, what you've got coming back and what you had to replace due to graduation, and what are your thoughts just on the Lady Tigers?
Well, we were very excited coming back. We didn't lose any seniors last year. We had a young team, and we got better and better throughout the year, and really came on at the end of the year, got strong, and went back to a Final Four. So we're really excited about coming back with what we had. And we got a great team, but in the Morrisville tournament last week, one of my starters tore ACL and will be out for the year.
Give us just a second here. You froze up a little bit again.
There we go.
You're back.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Rachel Kruger tore ACL as a starter as a freshman, and it'll hurt. Right now, we're trying to figure things out without her on the floor, having some other people step up. And so it's been tough. We played a really good Marshfield team in the championship and got beat by 18. Nothing against them. They're a really good team. So, but we're trying to figure ourselves out here a little bit without her on the floor, and we're getting better. But I think by the end of the year, we can be a great team, So we're the 2 seed in this tournament. And I think there's going to be a lot of great competition here. So anybody, I look at it, even the 8 and 9 teams, I think are good teams. Spokane's got a lot of potential. We've already played them. We played them last week, and, they could be a really good team and a scary team out of that 8 position. So
what have you got coming up between now and your tournament?
We beat Greenfield last night, which I thought was a really good win. They're the 6th seed in our tournament. We have Golden City on Tuesday, who we beat in the quarterfinals last year to go to a Final Four on a basically last second shot. They're a really good team. Fordland's the 7th seed in our tournament. They beat a good Seymour team last night, so that's going to be a tough game. And then we have Skyline, who obviously is going to be one of the toughest teams on our schedule. They're always good. So we play them up at Wablo at the shootout, and then we go into our tournament.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Henry, as always, we appreciate your time here in the Pizza Ranch studio, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks and Great Southern Bank and Chevy dealers of the Ozarks. But it's always a tremendous tournament. I always enjoy being part of it, and I know we'll talk to each other between now and then and maybe get some videos out of the tournament games going on. So, Coach, we appreciate your time.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly appreciate Coach Rory Henry making himself available to us. Talk a little bit about one of the better high school tournaments, holiday tournament, so to speak. And he talked about how long it's been around. It's been I always enjoy going over there, and they have the best hospitality room in Southwest Missouri. Certainly glad that you have tuned in here to High School Game Day on this Friday, December the 9th. We'll run through the girls' matchups for tonight. Nottoway will be at Albany. Bunker is at Alton. Lynn County at Atlanta. Blue Eye is at Bradleyville tonight. Meadville's at Brasure. Brunswick is at Bramer. La Plata is at Buckland. Smithton is at Bunston. Dora is at Kabul. Malden at Campbell. Hallsville at Centralia. Hannibal will be at Clopton. Portageville is in Corning, Arkansas tonight on the girls' side. These are girls' games from tonight. Dixon will be at Cuba. Purdy is taking on Exeter at Exeter. Miller Career Academy will be Gateway Legacy Senior High School. Nixa is at Green Valley tonight. Ash Grove is at Greenfield. Breckenridge is at Hale. Salisbury is at Harrisburg. Pilot Grove at Higbee. Niangua at Hurley. Sturgeon is at Jamestown. These are games that are scheduled for tonight. Owensville at Lynn. Lakeland at Lincoln. Wablo will be at Morrisville. A couple of Class 2 teams in the same district there, both Class 2 District 13. Ladue will be at MICDS. Kirksville is at Moberly. King City at Northeast Nottoway. Fort Osage will be at Pembroke Hill. Summit Christian is at Pleasant Hope. Summit Christian out of Kansas City, out of the Lee Summit area, will be traveling to Pleasant Hope tonight. Seneca is at Skyline. Fort Zumwalt East is at St. Charles. Osceola is at Stockton. Iberia is at Stover. Stratford at Thayer. Metro is at Villa Duchesne. Mound City is at Worth County. And Winfield is at Wright City. Buffalo will be at Warsaw. Also tonight, Kickapoo playing in the Joplin tournament. And I apologize, I just had that pulled up. But Kickapoo plays tonight at 8:30 tonight in the Joplin tournament. Had a chance to catch up with the Ozark Mountain Shootout. When you talk about some of the great shootouts and tournaments across the state of Missouri, you look at, and even across the country, with what Brian McTagg has been able to bring in. Brian McTagg started at Clever, the Ozark Mountain Shootout, then moved it to Branson when he was the head coach there, and then brought it up to Glendale. It's been there for 10 years. They had 1 year off with the COVID, but they wrapped that shootout up tonight, and they've got tremendous teams. Lick Academy, a part of that. Mansfield out of Texas, one of the top-ranked schools in the state of Texas, a part of that shootout as well. And got a chance here to catch up with Brian McTagg earlier today and talking a little bit about that shootout. So we'll play that for you now.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and Liuna, Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State. We go to Glendale High School, and we welcome to the show the Glendale head boys basketball coach, Brian McTagg. Coach McTagg, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Guy. Thanks.
Coach, you've got the Ozark Mountain Shootout, and this is not the first year of this. You've started this going back probably to Clever. Go back and just tell us a little bit about how it came about and how many years you've been doing it.
Yeah, this is actually year 10, but we missed the COVID year. But yeah, 10 years. We started planning it. Clever. We had the schedule out and ready to go, and then that's whenever I went, and so I took it with me down to Branson, and we did it down there for the first year, and then 1 year, and being back here at Glendale now for 10 years. It's been here the rest. It's been a lot of fun. We've had some really good teams, some really good players up here. A neat experience to be involved with, getting to meet other coaches and getting to see different styles of basketball kids from, basically we've had teams from Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Texas. So just a wide variety, and it's good to be able to see different coaches do things and different teams play different styles from all over the Midwest.
And Coach, just talk a little bit about maybe some of the best players, or maybe the best player that's been in the tournament. Or in the shootout, up to this point. Then you've got a real good group this year where you've got some kids that maybe could join that list.
Well, I think is the best player that we've had up here as far as, who other people name for himself in the NBA already. So Trey was, we held him to 50, played him that year, and we held him to 52 points. And I thought we guarded him pretty well. Got 52 on us, but just a lightning quick. He's the fastest kid I've ever coached. Some people said he wasn't very athletic, and I was like, well, when you see him in person, but we've had close to 100 D1 players now. We've had Link Academy here the last 2 years, and that's close to 20. They've been very impressive the last 2 years. They've got a brand new team this year outside Cameron Carr, who's committed to Tennessee. His dad's an assistant here in town at Drury, and in Kansas here a year or two ago to join Coach Foster's staff at Drury. But just since last year, and he's going to be a special player at Tennessee, and he gets his big 2, 3, 4 inches left in him, so he's going to be something else. But as they always are, they've got 11 high major D1 kids, and I think they dunked about 15 or 20, making threes and throwing alley-oops, and they've got some guys that can play. Mansfield Legacy, to their credit, they're a top 5 team in 6A in Texas. All they wanted, last year, Jonesboro won the state championship in Arkansas and Link turned out, and Mansfield did a great job of holding their own last night. First half the third quarter, and then Link put a little run on them to push it out to, I think they got it, and then Legacy got it back down to 5 in the last 3 or 4 minutes and made a Link ended up winning that game 66-58. So, and Legacy, who's a TCU commit, 6'8" guard, broke his foot in their jamboree. They were without him, but they're just tough kids, that compete hard, and they weren't afraid of anybody. They didn't back down a lick and guarded, and it was a really fun game to watch. And then the third game, Lake City, who's the number 2 team in Missouri, and Hazelwood Central from St. Louis was Hazelwood ended up winning by 3 in overtime, but it felt like a sectional type atmosphere, even though there were only a couple hundred people here. It was loud. They were super physical. Nobody backed down. Everybody's just a very fun game to watch this early in the season in December, to have that kind of playoff intensity to it. 2 teams that are going to make a lot of noise this year in Missouri.
And coaching and talking just about your team, and I know this is a tournament that you look forward to every year. You're really going to test your guys. You got the crossover prep last night. Now you've got Venus High School coming out of Texas tonight. Tell us a little bit about those 2 teams.
We didn't know a lot about them when they came up here. We kind of got Field Legacy at the same time. I reached out to Venus's coach, and his dad is actually an assistant at Mansfield Legacy, Coach Kate Cunningham, and some of those guys in AAU down in Texas. So they both had an opening to get both of them up here at the same time. We thought that would be neat to have, a father-son with 2 different teams. But Coach Gober he played at UT Arlington in college, and head coach at Venus. So he's just trying to get things started down there and get things going a little bit. They're not bad. They've got some guys. They've just, he hasn't got them on the same page. Forsyth last night, and Forsyth looked like a machine out there with the Blevins brothers, and 6'11" in the middle of the floor was hard for Venus to go against. And you had the Blevins boys laying it in and dunking it and throwing alley-oops to each other too. So Forsyth is very, very good in Class 4 as well. But so we'll have Venus tonight. That'll be a good test for us. They will match up pretty well with ours, I think. So we'll see how it goes. And crossover preps actually down there in Tulsa. He said they've just, I think this is the first year they've had girls basketball for next year. So they're kind of on the ground level of building a gym and kind of get it going where they want it to be. And they'll play Hazelwood Central tonight. So that'll actually be our first game. It's Hazelwood and crossover. Then the second game tonight with Kansas City, which should be just another great game with two. They match up very, very well. It's going to be a physical, hard-fought game with Coach Fritz and Coach Mitchell, similar, and they really demand their kids play defense, and then we'll play the final game. So we're looking forward to it. Our kids have been chomping at the bit now for 6 weeks to play games, and last night, and I expect they'll be the same tonight.
What time do you tip it off tonight in the first game?
Tonight, Hazelwood and Crossover tip off at 5:30, and then Legacy at 7, and then us and Venus will play at 8:30.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. You've got a lot of things going on right now, and just to take a few minutes here on the Missouri Sports Network. Thanks so much, and we're going to try and get down there tonight. And there's a lot of games, and I always enjoy going to Glendale, and especially for the Ozark Mountain Shootout. And you've done a tremendous job, and looking forward to catching some games tonight.
Appreciate it. Seeing you tonight. Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
You bet. Coach Brian McTagg, Glendale High School, talking about the Ozark Mountain Shootout. Tip off at 5:30. Get over there and watch some really good basketball, national type basketball at Glendale High School. As always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, sitting in here as we wrap up today's show. We'll just run through the state rankings. And first off, we'll talk about in Class 1 state rankings, South Nottoway. Number 1, South Nottoway, incorporating with Jefferson Conception Junction. Number 2 is Delta. Tied for third is Leeton and South Iron. Number 5 is Walnut Grove. And number 6 is Mercer. Number 7, Golden City. Number 8, Max Creek. Number 9, Drexel. And number 10, North Shelby. In Class 2 on the girls' side, state rankings, number 1 is Tipton. Number 2 is Ellington. Number 3, Miller. Number 4, Wellington Napoleon. Number 5, College Heights. Number 6, Blue Eye. Number 7, Bishop LeBlanc. Number 8, Morrisville. Number 9, Schuyler County. And number 10, St. Paul Lutheran out of Concordia. In Class 3, state rankings, number 1 is El Dorado Springs. Number 2 is Stratford. Number 3, South Shelby. Number 4, Skyline. Number 5, Licking. Number 6, West County. Number 7, Sparta. We heard a little bit about them earlier in the show from Coach Rory Henry. They are the 1 seed, Sparta, in the Walnut Grove Holiday Classic. Number 8, Steelville. Number 9, East Buchanan. And number 10, Woodland. In Class 4, state rankings, number 1 is Vashon. Number 2, St. James. Number 3, Ava. Number 4, Fatima. Number 5, Benton. Number 6, Cardinal Ritter. Number 7, Park Hill Central. Number 8, MICDS. Number 9, California. And number 10 is Southern Boone County. And in Class 5, on the girls' side, number 1, defending state champion, West Plains. Number 2, John Burroughs. Number 3, Carl Junction. Number 4, Elias Catholic. Number 5, Whitfield. Number 6, Rolla. Number 7, Lutheran St. Charles. Number 8, Cape Notre Dame. Number 9, Jefferson City. And ranked 10th is North County. And in Class 6, number 1, Incarnate Word. Number 2, Green Valley. Number 3, Rockbridge. Number 4, Kickapoo. Number 5, Raytown. Number 6, Republic. Number 7, Park Hill South. Number 8, Pattonville. Number 9, Truman. And number 10, Francis Howe Central. On the boys' side, in Class 1, number 1 and 2-time defending state champion, South Iron. Number 2, Green City. Number 3, Bunker. Number 4, Higbee. Number 5, St. Elizabeth. Number 6, Platte Valley. Number 7, Thomas Jefferson. And number 8, Leeton. Number 9 is Winston. And number 10 is Northwest Hughesville. In Class 2, number 1, Westran. Number 2, Salisbury. Number 3, Ash Grove. Number 4, Bernie. Number 5, Bishop LeBlond. Number 6, Putnam County. Number 7, Hartville. Number 8, Norwood. Number 9, College Heights Christian. And number 10, Sacred Heart. In Class 3, number 1 is Charleston. Number 2, Central New Madrid County. Number 3 is Stratford. Number 4, Monroe City. Number 5, Lafayette County. Number 6, Saxony Lutheran. Number 7, Thayer. Number 8, Mid Buchanan. Number 9, Greenwood. Number 10 is Duchesne. In Class 4 on the boys' side, number 1, Vashon. Number 2, Father Tolton. Number 3, John Burroughs. Number 4, Blair Oaks. Number 5, Pembroke Hill. Number 6, Mexico. Number 7, MICDS. Number 8, Richmond. Number 9, Fatima. And number 10 is Whitfield. In Class 5, number 1, Webster Groves. Number 2, Cardinal Ritter. Number 3, Westminster Christian Academy. Number 4, De Smet. Number 5, Bolivar. Number 6, Parkview. Number 7, Cape Girardeau Central. Number 8, William Chrisman. Number 9, Helias Catholic. And number 10, St. Francis Borgia. And in Class 6 on the boys' side, number 1 is Staley. Number 2, North Kansas City. Number 3, Oak Park. Number 4, Park Hill. Number 5, Lee Summit West. Number 6, Blue Springs. Number 7, Park Hill South. Number 8, Nixa. Number 9, CBC. And number 10, Rockhurst. Certainly glad that you have tuned in here to High School Game Day on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. Good night.